Hello, good morning. Happy Saturday, everybody. This is Studio MDAZ, and I'm Debbie, and I am excited for today's project. We are going to be doing this tea box, and I posted a picture of it before, and it was pretty. It was hand painted. I got it at Goodwill, but it just was dark and didn't have any personality, so we're going to give it some personality. Today, I'm excited. I just finished the base coating because I didn't want to do that while I was live because I hate that part. You're not learning anything, but anyway, that's what we're going to be doing today, and we're using this darling decoupage paper, and this is by Ali Studio, and Ali is a friend of mine, and she has got some incredible rice paper, decoupage paper. You can either print it out, so she'll send you the downloadable file, or you can actually purchase her rice paper like this, and it's fabulous paper. So we're going to be doing this today, and as you can see, it doesn't fit, but that's okay, because we're going to extend it all the way out. We are also going to do a border of black and white check. Of course we are. So that's what's up today. Hi, Becky. Hi, Mary Freeze. Hi, Tony. Hi, Keenan. Hopefully I'm going to get comments today. I'm seeing a few, but for as many people as already on, I'm not getting too many, so we'll see. Maybe I will. Hi, Diane. So some people are like, what's a tea box? A tea box is a box where you keep all your tea bags. Now, I'm not a big tea drinker, but I know so many of you are. And so these boxes, I mean, a lot of times you can get them on eBay, but I feel like every time I'm at a thrift store, I find something close to this, and it doesn't have to be a tea box. You could do this. Today's all about showing you how to extend your decoupage paper so that it fits your project. Michelle, this is Allie's. Allison Manel's, Ali's Studio. Isn't it fabulous? She's had this out for a while, and I've had it for a while. I bet I've had it for about a year, and I've just been waiting for the right project for it. So today, I was at Goodwill Tuesday and found all kinds of great stuff. So I was so excited to finally have something to use. Okay, real quick, Sufena is here. Hi, LaFay. Sherry Walton, you're having your dandelion tea. That's awesome. Hi, Janine, Janet Stripling, Patricia Dingler Balls. I know I missed some of you, but let's get started because this is a pretty big project. So first of all, this had a dark all over it and the bottom was black. I posted the before picture so you guys could see. And then I gave it one coat of Bonding Boss. You guys, I am so in love with this product. This is by Dixie Belle. You can purchase this on Amazon, or you can purchase it from Deborah Bucher, B-U-C-H-E-R Designs.com. DeborahBucherDesigns.com. Yes, that's what it is. So anyway, and if you want to support small business, then I suggest you buy from Deborah Bucher. If you just need it immediately, then go ahead and spend a little bit more money and purchase it on Amazon. And that Bonding Boss comes in a clear and a gray. It actually comes in a number of colors, I think. But I love the gray because it covered everything. I mean, it does. It covered right over this. The bottom was a gloss black, and it covered right over it in one coat. Colleen, I'm happy you're here too. Hi, Micheline. Yes, Micheline, I was actually thinking about you this morning when I was base coating, and I thought, oh, she might like a little tea project. So I'm almost completely dry. Let me I can see the top just a little bit more. It's 98 degrees here, so I put a coat of paint on it, put it outside for 5 minutes and dried, brought it back in and did it again, and this is the second one. Hi, Ruby. Hi, Kathy Wensauer. Hi, Brenda. So I'm excited to show you guys how to do this. And this will apply. Oh, look what I just did with my ring. That's okay. I gotta give it a coat of, man. Okay, hold on. I'm going to give it a little bit of a sanding. Some of that paint bubbled up. All right, we're not off to a good start. Hold on. Let me let that dry a little bit more. I'm going to sand it down. Carolyn, thank you. What a sweet thing. Oh, I don't know why. Here's what I'm using, and I don't usually use this. I'm using the thick Master's Touch paint today, and I have to tell you, I don't know that I love it. I don't know that I love it. Okay, let me just give it a quick sanding, and then we're going to put one more coat on top, because I don't like how that came out. It's like so thick. And normally I wouldn't care, but it's just weird thick. Okay, I'm going to mix it now. So you can see I mixed the dark titanium white and the titanium white. So dark titanium, which I love, and then the regular titanium. And it's so, look how thick look at the peaks. It's so thick. So I'm taking my own base coat, which is just a Dixie Belle mineral paint. I just added water to it to get all of this. Has anybody else, hi Kay, first time? First time live. Has anybody else used, okay, so much nicer. All right, maybe you're always supposed to use it. Does anybody else use this thick paint and knows that you should be adding water or something to it every time? It seems like it's a little redundant, but adding that little bit has made such a big difference. All right, you guys, so if you haven't seen them yet, Walmart has the 6-foot pumpkin nutcracker. So I pre-ordered mine a few months ago. They're on sale. They're still $159. And you know, once the season starts, and well, it's pretty much already started, people will start selling those all over eBay and everywhere else. They start hoarding them for, you know, $400 and $500. So if you've been wanting a pumpkin nutcracker, he is adorable. If somebody reminds me at the end, I'll take you into my hallway and show you him live in person, because he's pretty spectacular. Okay, much better. And most of this will be covered up, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, real quick, let me give it one more hit. The thick paint is more for paintings on canvas. It's not great. Yeah, but I figured it would be plenty opaque, so it would be quick. Oh well, it's okay. Oh gosh, that's almost dry. Yeah, I think it really is better for canvas work, but I don't know how it would flow on canvas either. Hi, Gail. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here is Allie's fabulous paper. And Allie is a graphic artist. She actually does these. Like, you know, some people just copy other people's work. Allie actually, she designs all of her papers like from scratch. So, but what I need to do, hate to do it, but I need to cut the black and white check off of it, because we are going to add to it, and that will give it a definite stop. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that part off, and I'm going to use my scissors to cut that part. And then we're going to use a water brush to then feather it in. You'll see. And then we're going to do a little bit of sanding, and then we're going to do some painting. So we've got a number of things to do. I've got also some little floral transfers that I thought would be pretty on the bottom. So let me show you how okay, so there's our design. This one is called Bite My Tongue, and you can purchase this on alliestudio.etsy.com, and I put it in my notice about joining me today, so you can get it right there. Okay, look how fabulous this is. This is going to be so pretty. Okay, so the first thing I did is I grabbed the picture and I went over to my paints and I started trying to decide what colors I need. You need to just start eyeballing. So look, if I go to this part right here, you can see, okay, there's a little bit of a teal in there, which I could probably get by doing some navy blue. But this also is offered, oh, without the border. Well, I love the border if it was the right size. So good to know. Hi, Mary. Anyway, these are the perfect colors for the greens, so I grabbed those. And then I grabbed some pinks. You can see I've got a coral, a ballet pink, and a dragon fruit. Because when I look at the roses, they've got a number of different colors in them, so I grabbed those three. I can see there's some blue down here. We'll add some white to it. This is just a navy blue. I grabbed this. This is a Deco Earth color just because it's just a fabulous color. And we'll use white. And since there isn't very much in here, Allison, and I'm very surprised, Allison's favorite color is purple, hence why I'm wearing this shirt today. There isn't a lot of purple anywhere in this, so we're going to add a little bit in her honor today. So, all right, so let's grab, you can use a water pen, which is just one of these. I never have good luck with these, but let's just see. Let's see if today's a new day. It might be a new day. So the first thing I want to do is I really want to go around this in like a weird feathering so that it doesn't look like what we're going to do, which is just, we are going to blend this in with some paint. Now you see that is feathering it beautifully. So that's what we're doing. We're just going to feather it in because you're going to have so much better luck with the feathering than the cutting. It won't, do you see the difference? This would be so noticeable. This will not be. So you need to feather it in. Hi, Lucia. All right, and you can see I'm just kind of wiggling my water brush. You could do the same thing with a paintbrush. You don't have to have a water brush, but I believe you can get those water brushes at Dollar Tree. I'm pretty sure that's where I got mine. But trust me, it will make a huge difference. Get rid of any of that stuff. Love my necklace. Where did I get it? This is Amazon. So many of my ladies have bought this necklace. It is on Amazon, and it is like, I want to say it's under $10, but I get more compliments on it than probably any necklace I wear. Okay, I want to definitely maintain these little roses because I love them. I know, isn't it a beautiful picture? I want to maintain her feathers. But you see how easy it is. With that water pen, it is so simple to just cut it that way and feather it. And I need to get up here too. I thought about cutting this part out, the wording out, and putting it somewhere else, but the more I looked at it, the more I thought, no, I love it right where it's at. Okay, no straight edges, so make sure you've got no straight edges. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead, we're ready to decoupage this down. Thank you, Debbie Stewart. I don't know, I mean, without pulling, without undressing right now, I don't know what brand this shirt is. Okay, so I'm going to use Mod Podge Multi. Somebody asked me the other day, they're like, do you not like the liquid patina anymore? I love the liquid patina, but for some reason, I'm addicted to this right now because it is so inexpensive. It works for everything, and it's a one-stop shopping. Irene Molnat, you cannot find the water brushes in your Dollar Tree. Francis, thank you. Okay, so we're just going to use some Mod Podge. Don't need a lot. And I'm going to use just a nice soft brush. And let's get some on that back. I have my iron here, but I don't know that I'm going to use it. Doesn't make a bit of difference if you go past your paper. But the one thing I always think I need is a smooth finish. All right, let's make sure we get her right in the center. Double check, make sure you're going the right way. Get a little bag. Set that down. Mom, you're out thrifting. I hope you're looking for teacups for me. I've got an incredible project, but I need some teacups. Certain types of teacups. Okay, and I'm going to go back over it and just, because we just do a little bit at a time. You just use a regular small paintbrush. Yeah, I do too, generally. Paper is from Ali's Studio. A-L-L-I-S Studio on Etsy. Okay, and now I'm going to go over the top. And then we're going to let this dry. And we are going to, let this dry a little bit, and then we're going to sand down the edges. So we're going to sand the edges down into our box. And that is where your paper really starts to blend in with your project. Make sure you've got all your bubbles out. Where's my paper? There it is. Timu has the water brushes. Happy Spang. Just glanced up and saw your name right there. But I love what this one says. I speak my mind because it hurts to bite my tongue. That is so good. Okay, and if you did it right, you should not have any wrinkles. And praise God, I don't. Okay, let's hit this with the dryer. And then hopefully that's the last time we have to do that. And this will suck it right down. Yeah, she is beautiful. That up there's the only part. I know, is it funny? Okay, this is the only part that's still wet. And this is the part, because of the wording, I want to be so careful right there. Use parchment paper, not wax paper. For what? For this? This is a deli sheet. Love it. Okay, now I'm going to take my little sander, or I think I'm going to start with this. This, you can use a buffer. I go to, CVS and buy a bunch of their little buffers that have all different grit. But I really want to get these edges sanded down. Be careful with your paint. That's the only problem with, like, I just painted it. So right now, let me try a little sanding block very carefully. I just finished painting it, so I suggest you paint it way ahead of time so that you don't run the risk of I just did, of pulling up some of your paint. It's dry, but it's not cured. all I'm doing is just trying to make sure there's no edges that are above the box, if that makes sense. Hi, Joellen. Sorry if I'm missing. You thought what too? You saw someone use an iron with wax paper. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, you don't need to do too much, but you just got to get those edges where they're flat. Okay, let me put these in water. I'm going to get a clean plate, which is a miracle because I very rarely use clean plates. Put my water brush up. And now we're going to start the painting process, which is so fun. Get everything out of my way. I think it's going to be beautiful too. Let's hope. Let's hope. Okay, she's in great shape. So now I'm going to go ahead and get all of my paints on my plate. So the first one I'm using is Deco Earth Moss Green. Deco Earth Moss Green. Let's get all of our greens on. I'm using Hauser Medium, which I say this every time I go live. If you're only going to buy a few greens, which you only need to buy a few, buy all of the Hausers. This is medium. Hauser Medium. You can add a little black to it, make it darker, add a little white, and make it lighter. But the Hausers are the great ones. Hi, Kim. Happy Saturday to you. You guys, it is just like already so hot here today. This is Deco Art Hauser Dark. Perfect. All right, and then we're going to need a little navy. Let me get this stuff off. Need a little navy. I saw somebody ask me how was Louie, my dog. Louie is fine. He was choking. Well, not really choking. We don't really know what he was doing yesterday. Kind of gagging. And, but he was fine after a little while. A little purple. And then let's go with our pinks. So the purple is dioxazine purple. The blue was navy blue, all Deco Art. That just now is poodle skirt pink, one of my favorites. Can I resin over a waxed project? Can you resin over a waxed project? I don't know why you couldn't. If anybody knows different, I don't profess to know everything, so if somebody knows different, let me know. Dragon fruit, and this should be wild berry, which is more of a coral. Hi, Jamie. Okay, and then in the center, I want to put some white in there. So we'll be using a bunch of that. Okay, so here's our palette. So look at our, whoops, look at our girl, and then look at our palette. And I feel like we are right on all the colors. The only thing you're not gonna see is that purple, but I wanna add a little bit somewhere. So let's start up here where it just is white with a tiny bit of it's like a teal going on right there. So I'm gonna grab, you can use either a fluffy brush, like one of your brushes that's a mess. I save all this stuff. Here's a fluffy, you can use a pouncer, you can use a, like anything like this that's a mess. Those are my favorite brushes for this. Or a nice soft stencil brush will work. Let's see what else I've got over here. And you can even use a really messed up chip brush. Everything's fine. The dog, he doesn't have any teeth, but we were messing around the other day in my bed and he got me, you know, right in the cleavage area, and I was like, oh. All right, let me grab a little teal just to have it, just in case. Hold on, let's see. Is it that one? Yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit of teal just to have it. He had a little, oh shoot, that came out right away. Well, it's in a good spot, we'll use it. I'm gonna go ahead and soften that out. We'll be going over top of that, so I'm not gonna worry about it. But look already, you can see, okay, that is a good color, and that is going along with what we've got over here. So I need white. All this big area up here needs white, and just a barely any of that teal. And look at that. And you wanna go right into your paper, because what we're trying to do is get rid of that feather line. And look at how already we are almost right on that color. That's gonna be annoying, I'm afraid. And if I have to go over some of the letters with a little marker, I can do that. So I'm not worried about that. You know what, I think I'm gonna take it off my stand. That's gonna drive you crazy. There we go. And I'm trying to keep it up high so you guys can all see. Okay, so hopefully that's good. And then I'm going in with just a little bit of white. Like I said, if I need to fix the words, I'm not worried about it, I can. So we're starting with the white and we're going in. I'm gonna kind of go over these words a little bit too. And you're gonna have to do a couple layers because as it dries, you're gonna think you're on it, and then you'll see a little bit of your paper. If you have to go back and use an emery board or something to keep sanding, then do that. But eventually it will go away, I promise. So we're gonna go over to here. I really kind of wanna do a black and white stripe, or a black and white check border. So I think I might leave some of this alone. But now you can see we're moving into this next area. So this next area is a little bit of these greens. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of all of them. I'm always grabbing white. I'm gonna grab a little bit of that teal because you can see right there, it starts out with that teal. Let's get a little bit more. It starts out with the teal and then it moves into that green. And then, like I said, you just go right into the paper so that your blending is starting to blend with theirs. And then we go darker back here. Where is that dark? And you just keep pouncing. This is always pouncing. You're pouncing out these colors. There's a little bit of navy right in here. And then I'm just going to grab some white and kind of start feathering this out. It's a process. Trust me, it is a process. You're going to have to go back over it a number of times to get it to make sense, but eventually you'll get it, and it will definitely work. You see this? We're going to go in right here with that lighter green, and as long as I'm pouncing and bringing all of my colors in with her colors, then it will work. And then out with some white. I blend out with some white, and again, this is a journey. This isn't a sprint. So you're gonna want to get your colors laid in first. You see what I'm doing? And then, that's why I do think I do want to do a, I'm going to grab some yellow real quick. I think it's more of an antique gold, which I have. Yeah, it's definitely a process. I pounce, Teresa, because if you brush, it's just a solid color. And I always feel like it looks, see right now, you can barely see where the line was on that paper over here. So that's one reason why I pounce. And now I need to pounce some yellow right there. And if you need to, look, so here's where I can go in with another type of brush and just kind of get rid of some of my pounce marks. Let's see, we're coming around to blue, but it's more white than blue. Let's see, let me get a little bit more of that. So I do this first, and then I start the process of really matching up, but at least get myself started with these colors. And you can see I'm just using my finger just to kind of push it through. Makes sense. Pouncing our paint, we are. Oh, how funny. I didn't realize that we were both on at the same time. Okay, so now that I've got this on my brush, I need a little bit of blue up here. Not too much, so I'm gonna go right back in with that white, because I just need a teeny bit up here. Using your finger really does help kind of blend it, start to blend it all in. And look at that, like right there, what I just did was perfect with her, with the, you know, the sky look that was on the paper originally. All right, let's keep going. We need a, let me get that wet. We need a brown, I just realized, for down here. Is this making sense? I hope so. I mean, it's, you know, honestly, anybody can do this. Anybody can do this. And then once you start enhancing her completely, that is when, you know what I mean, we'll add a little bit more color to her and a few more things to make it all really blend together. So dark colors are really hard. The darker are really, really hard to cover up. So I just kind of keep working them and build up layers of paint, because the layers of paint will then help hide it. But that just pulled her whole little skirt part in. Okay, let's go back here to some yellow. This is the yellow and green. I'm gonna grab a little bit of the white with it. But like I said, I'm just using funky brushes, nothing great. Trying not to go into her flowers so that I can maintain that. And if I have to go back in and kind of repaint some of those, I've got the pattern. I can still see the pattern, so that would be an easy fix. I think I had the most luck with this stencil brush. So let's do a little, just a tiny bit of this pink right where this rose is. And then look at that. That's going to pull that right back out. Love it. Clean it up. And then you can see that it's moving into more of a white after that. So we got that. Let's go into the white. We're going to need a little bit of green over there. But this is what you need to do to make your decoupage paper, because it's very, very rare that your decoupage paper is going to match your project. Back in with some white. So is this something you guys think you can do? Because I promise you can. No, this is not overwhelming at all. And layering helps so much. Like, look at that down there where there was a little bit of teal. Now that teal is still under there and it worked out perfect. Hi, Linda. All right, we're gonna get a little bit of that green and that teal and some white. You can see this arm. Let's see, it's more teal. Let me grab a little bit more of that teal. The teal is being fussy. And let's pull her arm out a little bit. Okay. I don't need anything. Okay. That's so fun. Yes, you can do this. You guys can all do this, I promise. This is, this doesn't take a lot of artistic ability, but it just takes a little bit of patience, maybe a little bit of creativity just to realize the colors and where you're at. It's too much. That's why I keep a couple of brushes on hand. There we go. Now see, that just went right into her little sleeve. It worked out great. Okay, so we need to blend in that brown with a little bit, tiny bit of the antique gold and a little bit of white. And I'm tapping it on a paper towel over here is what I'm doing, if you're wondering what I'm doing over here. Like I said, I'm trying to show you guys how to go all the way to the edge so your paper works, but I might do a black and white check border all the way around. So, do you see? It's really possible to fix it. It really is. Okay, let's get a little bit more of the white. You guys are sweet for being here on a Saturday, or is it as hot there as it is here? Because nobody wants to be outside right now here. Okay, so over here, it's definitely whiter. You can see right in here, it's definitely whiter than over in this area. But we've got to make it all blend. We've got to build up that paint so that you're not seeing the edge of that paper. Imagine if you were doing this with a straight line. It's almost near impossible to get it. And I love the look of the cloudiness anyway. And then at the end, we go in. If we need to sand it down a little bit more, we'll sand down a little bit more. And then we'll blend all of these colors together. And it will make sense, finally. Hot in North Texas, hot in Florida? I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's hot everywhere. But it is unusually hot. And next week it's supposed to be 116 and 117. So this is a bummer for us. All right, let's try a softer brush. And just keep seeing what you've got, seeing what works. Now that's a great brush. Look at how nice that's working, and it's blending out without the pounce marks. So I will definitely use this to blend out the whole box. Did somebody just say, so Debbie has to say? You know, that's my least favorite thing. Yeah, this little brush, this little yucky brush is really doing the job. And you can see I'm doing a little bit of swirl while I'm pouncing. And that is working great. All right, so this part right here is where we need to blend a little bit more right in here, because you don't want to see, like right there, you can see where the green stops. So just kind of get right on the edge of that. I use my fingers a lot. Get right on the edge of that and just pull that all back in. Get your white up in there a little bit. Okay, and now look at that. And nobody would ever know. You literally would never know right there. Like that is completely blended back in. And her sleeve is looking good. This all looks good. So now let's, Debbie Stoltenberg in the Pacific Northwest, it's in the 60s. That's amazing. This reminds you of an oil painting? Oh, I've always wanted to do oil painting, but I'm scared to death of it because I think I'm just like so nervous that it just seems so hard. But everybody I talk to says that oil painting's even easier because everything self-levels. Yeah, I really do think I want to do the black and white check. Okay, so what's really helping is giving it this more of a ethereal look and just kind of like with her skirt, just kind of making it just go out into nowhere. It really is easy, you guys, I promise. It really is easy. 74 in Ohio, that's actually beautiful, isn't it, for right now? Okay, so now I really don't want a lot on my brush because now I need to get in here and get this cleaned up. So I'm going to maintain the same color. You got to make sure you've got your colors everywhere. And now I'm going to go ahead and try swirling for that ethereal look over here a little bit. Let's get this blended in. I like having those colors behind. Get a little bit more white. 75 in Sunny and Delaware. Well, that's perfect. This bottle scares me to death because it popped off the other day. Yesterday it popped off on me. Scared me to death. Mom was here. Okay, I'm going to grab a little bit of this darker green. And I need a little tiny bit of blue. So if you notice when I first went in, hi Kimmery. When I first went in, I went in nice and dark because now this is where I can go in with a whiter color and it's all going to be in the background. But what I love about this paper is there's so many colors to be doing. Some papers are like more, the edges are all like a tan or a khaki or something like that. And it is harder to blend everything in when it's just one or two colors. But when we've got something like this where I've got so many fun colors to play with, and this is where I'm just blending out the pouncing. Maintaining it, but blending it. And then I will go back in with a few of those yellows. Get some white. I want my edges to be white because we're gonna edge it for sure. And that'll make even more sense, but I wanted you to see how you can make your whole project look like that is all part of your paper. This to me looks more hand painted than anything. So what I'm doing now is just softening everything up just a little bit. The wording is probably the hardest part, so I will deal with that at the end. And now here at the top, you can see the places where I can see the paper a little bit. I'm gonna go in and just build it up. Like I'm gonna leave some of the pouncing there and blend it in and out, and you won't see that line anymore. This, we need a lot darker colors over here because it's super dark over there and not at all over here. So let's try and get this right. It is ethereal, yeah, it really is. There we go. Okay, this was a problem area, but it won't be anymore. Didn't it just look like the whole thing was so one-sided all of a sudden? That's how I felt. Let's see, let's go back in with a little bit of just white. A little bit of blue on there, that's okay. Okay, and I'm just kind of sweeping around it just to blend in some of the pouncing. Yes, so much better to have something on that side too. And now I'm going to get a different white. And now I'm going to finish off the edges with more white. So of all the brushes, I'm using the stencil brush. Now I haven't tried a chip brush yet. Let's do that. Let's do the chip brush. So you guys know which brushes might work best for you. Dipping in the white and then tapping it back off on my paper towel. I don't really love the chip brush as much, but it's able to give me, it's almost giving me a better blending though. Look at that. So I think you're just gonna have to play around and see what works best for you, but I do like how that is looking. Let me wipe that off. And I'm not going one direction, I'm kind of all over the place with that. Yeah, that to me is really helping how that is filling in everything else and pushing it together. And then of course, once you seal it, then everything changes. The words are going to be the hardest part, but I'm going to try and take a small marker and see if I can do that. No promises, but we'll see. Okay, so far, this is a little bit, this needs a little bit of yellow right there. There we go. Something over here is bugging me. Get some extra colors. Okay, not bad. We're a little bit light down here. It just gets a little bit more right there. A little bit dark right here. So, okay. Are you guys happy? Yeah, I'm happy with that. Very happy with that. And it took, like I said, the only thing I'm struggling with right now is the wording. And I love what it says, but I'm worried that it's never, because you can't get enough color in there. So a part of me wants to take that off. Sorry, Allie, because I love it. I probably should have cut it out first and then did the whole thing. But I feel like right now, it's sticking out like a sore thumb. What do you guys think? Is it just sticking right out? Because I can put a different saying on this. I can also print out the same saying. All right, before I take it off, somebody tell me, because I feel like my gut tells me it's just that part might have to go right now. I can handwrite it. It won't be anywhere near as good as this. Maybe frame the words, but the words, if you see inside, the words are paper. Diane thinks it's fine. All right, I won't touch it yet. Let's just leave it. Love it, love it. Okay, all right, let me get all my brushes in water. Does everybody do this? I could do like 17 more paintings with this. That's ridiculous. How would it look if you stick around it and make it like a bubble? Oh, okay. That's a cute idea. That I could probably easily do. So let's give ourselves a 1-inch border, and this is where I think everything's going to change for the better. Not that it isn't already better. No saying is better. Hand paint the words. Antique the saying. Okay, antique the saying is a great idea. Hand paint the words. Okay, let's give ourselves a border. Let's go to 1 inch. This is good. So then we won't have so much of, so much of just her, but I wanted you to see how to get your how to make it look like it goes all the way to the end. And then make sure we don't go into the words. Does a little bit. Okay. Well, actually, I'll probably use that line. Okay, can you see? Look at when we get that border on, I think it's going to be fabulous. And I feel like, I hate to say it, you guys, but I maybe ink the paper where the writing is, antique it. All right, let's try I'm going to dip this in water, in my dirty water, and just see if I can, maybe I'm going to have to get in a tiny bit of burnt umber. I'm going a little tiny bit into that brown. Let's just see. Is it a digital download? It would be pretty with molding also. I tried the molding. I have some molding. And the molding was way too harsh for, the molding was too harsh for how soft this, like now, how soft it has become. So I'm just using water and a little bit of my burnt umber to see if I can just get this to flow a little bit better with the rest. I'm just barely, it's just water with a tiny, tiny bit. Okay, that already looks so much better. Great idea, whoever had that idea. I'm still gonna have to go in with it, but look at how that just blended it in a little bit more, and then we'll have to blend it out. You would take the words off, Carmen. I know, that's what my gut tells me. My gut tells me to take the words off. But that did, if you're doing this with this paper, antiquing it definitely helped. All right, I'm going to take off the words. Let me get my, what do I have that would be gentle? It says, I speak my mind because it hurts to bite my tongue, and I absolutely love what it says. Okay, well that even looks better. Let's just, hold on. All right, let's make a decision after. Let's get this part done, and then we're gonna make a decision. You don't think the words go with the rest of the look? I know, but I love the words. That's what drew me to this. All right, let's just see how much I can get off without destroying the whole thing. Well, apparently I can. All right, hold on. Let me get an X-Acto knife. Where is my X-Acto knife? Let me just try this. Okay. All right, there they go. Sorry, everybody. But I think we're gonna be, I think for this look, we might be happier without them. Again, I'm ripping, not cutting, because now I've got to blend this in. Okay, so we're learning all kinds of stuff. Like what to do, what not to do. Seems to be the story of my life. Okay, let me get that just a little bit wet around those edges. Get that to lay down and match a little bit better. Okay, I'm gonna leave that sit for a second. Let that dry. Get the white on. The words should be more on the side of the teacup. Yeah. So let's just let that sit for a minute, do its thing. And I want to get this white because I want the black and white check, which I think is going to be so pretty on that. Don't you guys think? Hi, Gail. All right, and I want a little bit of tan because you can see the whole box is not pure white. It's got a little bit of a tan with it. So I'm going to dip in the white, and I'm double loading. Not half and half, just a tiny bit on the edge. But if I was doing pure white there, I'm afraid that it would, it just would be too much of a standout. Oh yeah, I can tell. All right, so here I'm gonna go, now I'm almost half and half, because now I want this to be my border. Does that make sense? I'm just running that brush right along that line, so it gives it a little bit more of a distinct border. We're probably gonna do some rhinestones also, but this way it will create more of a border. Yeah, I feel like that just grounded that whole thing. So double load, get plenty of paint on your brush. Use a flat brush like this, and then just go right along it, and then go back over it with a little bit of white to create just a tiny, tiny little border for yourself right there. And now it looks like a picture frame, doesn't it? Okay, go back in, let's do the other side. You see I'm heavy tan at first, but then on the second pass, I go back over with just white. I'm already loving it with that border. I feel like that whole thing just made everything make sense to my brain. Okay, and now I'm gonna go maybe pink checks instead of black ones. Oh, I don't know about that. I know you guys always love the pink checks, but I'm just not a fan. Go over my line, there we go. Okay. And then I'm gonna come right up to that, oh, thank you, Billy Joe. Oh, I love painting. it just feels like there's so many things I need to be doing to keep, you know, fresh and whatever. But my heart will always be painting. Yeah, that, the border is everything. Yeah, the black to match the tea cut. It definitely gives it the illusion of a border for sure. And you saw how easy that was to do. Heavy, so we're double loading. And then go back in just a tiny bit of the tan. Steady hand, as steady as you can be, right along that line. But I'm picking up white each time too, even though I'm not really using too much of that white at the moment. I'm picking it up each time because it's helping that tan to flow better. And then now I just go in with straight white. And then go just underneath your border line, just to give it the color. And that's really all you're doing, is just giving it the color and the illusion. Hi, Tammy. Yeah. Yes, that's right. I did do it that way. Okay. So aside from this, which don't worry, we're going to fix that. But the border looks real when you look at it. I don't know if you could see it from there, but from here, the border looks like it is a real border. Like it's a frame almost. I think the key to that is keeping it a straight line and keeping just those edges darker. It does look 3D, doesn't it? I'm as shocked as you all are, so don't even think about it like, oh, she's so good at this. You know what? Sometimes you just try something and either it works or it doesn't, and there's no greater joy than when it does work. And I've told you guys a million times, I have zero artistic background, zero, but somehow I was able to have a faux finish and a mural business. And I pulled out my brochure this morning, so I could show you guys a few things I used to do. Doing kids' rooms was my favorite thing in the whole world. Ended up on the cover of Paint Magic magazine for it. Okay, holy moly. Look at how that changed everything. Gloria, I hear you, but it really needs it. So anyway, this was my Walls by Design. This was my business. And so I remember Old World when faux finishing with, so this is a plaster. We would do a plaster technique and then faux finish in that. How do I keep that line straight? Well, if you need to do you could do tape, but I'm afraid the tape would pull up your paint and your picture. So I just tried to be really careful. This was an entire Mother Goose nursery. Here was just stripes in a baby room. This is the room I did that was on the cover of the magazine. This is another, believe it or not, it's another little girl's room. Her mom wanted her whole bedroom all the way around to be an Italian, like a little Italian village. That was super fun to do. And then boys' rooms, just stripes. Did a whole locker. This one ended up in a magazine. This is my old office. Look at the, can you see the yellow harlequin? It was so pretty. We did a lot of columns, stenciling. This is my old bathroom, just a mural that I had painted. This is a dentist's office. This is just more, this is tissue paper. So where you take tissue paper and go over the tissue paper with different colors. That's what that was. this is like a dragging technique, painting it first with metallics and then dragging some plaster over top of it, just hit and miss. This is all metallic plaster. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. That's a beauty salon. This is a ceiling in a big, big house. Look at that ceiling, a tray ceiling. I think that was it. Oh, here. We did a lot of fireplaces. So we just took regular stone fireplaces and made them look like wood fireplaces. They were beautiful. Here's a before and after with a faux finish. And here's another before and after. This became a hot thing to do. This was her walls before, just, you know, regular walls. And she wanted it to look like the plaster had broken away and there was brick underneath. That was a huge kitchen. Took us forever. And then, yes, that was my old life. That's what I used to do. I loved every minute of it. And I just prayed that God would give me the ability to start painting, because I started out with stencils and hated using stencils. So just ask God to give me the ability to not have to use stencils, and he totally did. All right, so let's go ahead and do our checks. I know not everybody wants the checks, but trust me, I think it's going to be exactly what this box needs. And then on the bottom of the box, I painted it the same color because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I'm thinking that maybe some floral transfers, and this is probably not a one-day project, that's for sure, but okay, I'm gonna have to fudge this a little bit. When I get down here, I don't want to create an extra line. So what I'm gonna do right here is fudge this line right here. I wanted this one to end up right there on that line. And that normally I start in the center, but I didn't because I wanted it to end up right on that line, which it almost did. So all I'm gonna do is make this line just a little bit bigger, and nobody will ever know the difference. And we'll do the same thing here. Do you guys like having the project way up like this, or is it almost too much? Because when I'm watching other people, I hate to have, that's why Billy Joe, because I wanted to make sure that I have the same like check up here, and I wanted to follow that line and not make a new line. Your ruler was going on an angle. It could be just the way you were looking at it, because it is straight. So like I said, I want to maintain the frame that I already painted. So that's why I didn't start in the center. I started on the edges. And I'm going to count in just a second. And having that border still works. Okay, then here's where I have to fudge it just a little bit like I did before. And now nobody will know the difference. Having it way up is easier. Okay, let's just count. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. So remember, you have to have an even number because every other one is going to be black and white. So you have to have an even number. You guys know that these circles on a ruler, these little circles, that is your halfway point. So I'm just going to do those everywhere. And then that's going to be the line I use for the other part of my check. If that made sense. So I'm just putting a mark in all of those, and then all I've got to do is connect the dots. You can see better. Okay, good. I didn't know if it's like, well, you're not getting a far enough picture of it. Okay, so now I've got all my little marks. Now all I have to do is connect my dots, and then I will have a perfectly, well, as perfect as possible center. These have too many lines in there, so I'll be taking those off. Okay, let's see. What doesn't belong? Is it this one? Yeah. I think I'll have to figure those out. Those have me confused now. Okay, so then I'm going to put a mark in every other one. So I'll put a mark there, there, here, 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 and then here. Okay, hold on. Why did I just get so confused on the way those were done? Okay, hold on. If I do these corners black, I have never gotten confused. This is like, how crazy is this? The holes are midway. Took you 74 years to learn that, Margaret. Hi, Carol from South Africa. I don't know why that threw me off. It shouldn't have at all. But it did for some reason. So I'm going to have to start painting, and once I paint it, then it'll make sense to me. Isn't that funny? You didn't know about the circles either? Yeah, it's exactly halfway on your ruler, and it's just easier than grabbing something else. Corners black would look great. I think so too. So let's, okay, I'm going to grab one of my stencil brushes. I need a good one. Are you guys like, what happened to her? She used to know all this stuff. You need all the 4 in corners. I don't know. I don't think so. Like, hold on. Let me just go for it real quick, and then I'll figure it out in a second. All right, you're offloading. Not a very good brush. It's obviously been left out in the water can too much. Does that make you guys crazy when you're like, oh man, it was a good brush. Let's try this one. Then are the other circles a third of the way? No idea. All I know is about the center ones. It's so strange that I got confused on that. That is so funny to me that you guys didn't know that. I don't know when I learned it. It's been a few years ago is all, but somebody said that and I was like, oh my gosh, how did I not know that? That makes so much more sense now. Okay, yeah, it had to have the checks, you guys. Look how whimsical. it's because you have 3 squares on the bottom row and 2 on the top at the corners. Yeah, I mean, I could see what... I know, it just threw me for a loop. I don't know why. Normally stuff like that would not throw me, but it did. So I'll be able to see it once I get these on. The center hole was for kids to make a helicopter on their pencil. Well, there's that too. There was that too. Hi, Charlotte. Hi, Linda. That's funny. Yeah, this is definitely not a you know, quick project. Okay, so this should be here. Okay. Hold on. This should be here. And then these should be going the other way. That's what I did. These should be up and down. Right? Like that should be done. This should be done. These should be up and down. I need another row. Okay. Hold on. Let me, here's what I think. Is that what it is? Every black. Black. I think, or do the 4 squares in the corners. Yeah, the 4 squares in the corner is not a bad idea. This just feels very off to me. Let's do the 4 square. Yeah, we're gonna do the 4 corners because I mean, I can see it in my brain, but for some reason, I'm struggling with it right now. Yeah, that's actually gonna be cute. Okay, so then, yeah, it's still got to go this way. Okay, hold on. You need the 4 squares in the corners to make it look right. Yes, they will be smaller, but I think it'll work. I almost wish they were all that small. I like that size. You guys see? Allie suggested corners in gold. Yeah, that's a cute idea too. Let me just get this put back and see. I feel like it's because my sides are different. So if I do this, then this is black, 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 black. Okay, and then black, 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 black. Okay, well, it worked out. I don't know how, but it did work out. So we're just gonna keep going with it. Is that funny? The 4 in the corner is not gonna work with the 2 on the sides and the bottoms, but it did. But it did. And if we need to paint over the corners and make them gold, I'm not opposed to that. But I actually think the corners with the little squares is kind of cute. Did I just lose my master checker title? Because I feel like I might have. I feel like I might have to turn in my trophy, my banner, my crown. Hey, this is our own design, so it can be whatever we want it to be. And now I'm all shaky.
I'm back.
Okay. Okay, so check it out. I just want you guys to see. Yeah, it's cute. I'm okay with the little bitty squares once we get them all on. What are we doing this afternoon? Nothing. I feel like we've been busy all week. I still haven't completely unpacked from vacation. And so today is just a laundry, work around the house kind of day. Bill's already taken Louis to the park, which is his favorite thing. I'm just going to go to this other corner, and then we're going to work on the writing where the words were before that dries too much. But I want to get 2 corners on so we can just at least see what it's going to look like. Might have to have Tony come over on the weekends to help me. All right, you guys still like it? I can keep your trophy. I can keep my trophy. That made me so nervous, you guys, because that just is like, it's like I just went brain dead and nothing was making sense on it. And do you know how many of these different things I've done over my lifetime? I hate that I'm not getting all your comments. I'm so sorry. Okay, so yeah, it's totally cute. Look at that. I love it. Okay. Was Louis okay after his coughing spell? Yeah. Thank you all for your vote of confidence. Yeah, okay, let me just do one more right here so that we can actually really see it. And then once we get the white swish on these to tone them down a little bit, okay, that is exactly what it needed. It really is. So what I'm wondering is, do we want to pull down and wrap our checks all the way around, which I think we do. And so for those of you that don't know what that means, here's all we would do is get my ruler. I'm just going to use my half ruler. Where is that? Or just use a 1/2-inch ruler, which is so easy. So let's make sure this is 1 inch first. It is. I better stick with this just to be safe. Okay, so what I'm thinking is, I'll use this. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we just wrap these down, bring these checks down. Of course, you've got those funny ones on the side. Yeah, I think what we'll do is do this. So basically all I'm going to do is bring these checks straight down to here, and then we're going to go ahead and check. That's a bad angle for me. Then we'll go ahead and check this part too. Does that make sense? So we just wrap them, and I just think it looks so much cleaner when you wrap as opposed to just letting it kind of drop off. And then I'm just going to do one, and then this. Just so you guys can get an idea of what it's going to look like. And then we'll wrap this one around. Okay, so that is what it's going to look like all the way around. I think that just looks so much more professional. Yes, the hole in the ruler is actually the center. Isn't that weird? And why didn't we learn that in school? But does anybody else know if there's another reason for it? Okay. All right, before we finish, I want to be able to show you how we need to fix this. So we're gonna go back to our colors, and what did we use there that we liked so well? I wanna think it was the scruffy one. Let's try this one, the scruffy one. What type of brushes am I using? Doris, on that, I'm using the brushes that we sell. We sell Dynasty brushes. Let me get one. Nope, that's a different one. Wow, for crying out loud. Anyway, we sell Dynasty brushes. Here they are. These are the kind of brushes we sell because the top is fat, flat, firm. It's short, fat, flat, and firm. So anyway, we sell those. It's $29. You get 4 different sizes. It includes shipping, and it includes a studiomdaz pencil, and it's $29. So maybe it was a need-to-know basis exactly. The holes were to keep the ruler in your loose leaf notebook. Well, I do think that's part of it, but yeah. Okay, we need a little bit of green and a tiny bit of blue, and luckily everything is not dried up yet. So let's see if we can get this. I definitely think we can. Need to get a little bit more of that green. Got a little bit too much white right now. Annoying, but I had to pat that out to make sure we got through it, and we did. So, I mean, look, how crazy is that? So I think this up here needs a little bit more blue and green to match what's going on the other side, because all of a sudden the top looks really dead. So let's get a little bit of green, more green up in this, a little bit more green up in this corner. To make everything flow a little bit better. I'll soften that out in just a minute, but I needed to get around that corner. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with just some white. Do I have any white left on there? No. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you guys can absolutely do this. This is not hard stuff at all. It does take a little bit of patience, but that's it. Just use my finger to kind of get that blended down a little bit better. hopefully that will get covered up. Yeah, so much better with a little bit of dark up there in that corner. Super happy. Super happy. That totally worked. Oops. That might be one spot right in here that I want to soften up a little bit, but you love that box, Becky? I do too. The pencil is actually $29 and the brushes are free. Yeah, that's kind of true. So if you're just coming on, this is a tea box. So she's drinking a cup of tea. This is the most perfect paper from Ally's Studio, ALLIS studio.etsy.com. Beautiful paper, and you saw what we were able to do. And the wording on it said, oh my gosh, I speak my mind. What was it, Ally? It's I speak my mind because it hurts too much to bite my tongue or something like that. So I definitely want to put that back on here because I love that. But yeah, so I'm thinking on the bottom, what I think would probably be really cool is maybe to bring this color, all these different colors back down here, all the way around, and then use a transfer of some florals, because I'm afraid the white is too white. And I have, since we really didn't put any purple on it yet, which I will, I have this purple bead, whoops, that I'm going to put on here in honor of Ally. And look, that's going to be right there. That'll just look like, you know, the way you open it, but it'll just be sitting there. So that's going to go there. That is exactly what you said. Okay. All right, good. What is the design on the disc? It's just a coin and it's on Amazon. Super cheap. Thanks, Mom. That would be fabulous. So do you guys, can you picture those colors, just real ethereal down here? Let's just try it just a little bit so you can see. And then if we hate it, I'll just paint right over it. So let's just try it. I'm going to do a little bit of the mixture of colors right there. Hold on, let me get a little bit more white. This is the only problem with having something right here. It's like I can't see anything on my desk now. But I'm so happy if you guys are able to see everything. Okay, so we want to go with the greens and the blues. I can't wait for you guys to try this because you're going to be so pleased with yourself when you do this. Okay, so let's just see if we can get that same look. I need more green. It's not good. I'll pull that out. We're just spitballing here just to see if this would even work. Go along there. Get a little bit more white on that. I'm anxious to know if you guys are going to love that or not. Oh, I think so. Yes, I love that. Look at that. And then we can even go like, I really think if you start the darker underneath, and then, I mean, this is literally how to do a faux finish too. Of course, we didn't use brushes. I used rags when I did a faux finish. But a faux finish is just blending paints in and out. And, oh, Yvonne, thank you so much. Keep going. Yeah, I would say I'm going to finish this. So if you guys want to stay, you're welcome. But I don't want anybody to feel like you have to. Because I know this is a long one. but it's also, I took on a lot of project on this one too. So this is how you can get, look at that, get all your different colors on there. Let me go a lighter green. Oh, I'm so glad you guys, I'm so happy you like it. The same colors down on the bottom of the box. That looks really, really good. Okay, good. I mean, this is just, I mean, honestly, I'm just playing, getting some colors down, and then we'll move them in and out. But I definitely want to get, I definitely like it when you've got a darker, and then go back over it with the white. I think it works a lot better. Let's just go in with some white now. And you see, I'm not washing my brush at all. I'll go in and clean up all that. I'm not worried about that. I was just wanting you to be able to see the whole box. And then this is where I think this brush came in super handy. Just an ugly old chip brush, because you can get enough space on it to really blend everything. And then look at that. Like that thing really, that really works. The chip brush is for sure your last, that would be the, look at that. I'm so happy. I know, I was just trying to get you guys to see so you could see. But that's all I'm gonna do all the way around. I'm gonna finish up doing this all the way around, and I'm gonna finish the checks. And that's it. But yes, I love the colors on the bottom. I think that made all the difference. And please tell me, you guys learned enough today that you could do this, because I really do think anybody could do it. You saw it took a while. I mean, it took us, what did it take? Hour and a half just to get to this point. You think you still have sea sponges? Yeah, we used some sea sponges too. But yeah, I have to tell you, pretty impressed with myself right now. Because everything doesn't always work out, but when it does, you guys know when you're home and you're doing your own thing, when it works out, oh my gosh, nothing is better. But Allie, I have to tell you, this is just incredible. The paper, it was everything easy to do. So you guys make sure you go buy this paper. Don't be terrified to try it. Anybody can do this. And just go back and watch the beginning. I used a bunch of crappy brushes, a whole paint tray full of different colors, and I pounced it on. And then for the border, all I did was double load my brush with the white and the tan and a flat brush, and took my flat brush and went right along my pencil line, and that gave the shading or the shadow for the border. So you guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. I'm very happy with it. I'm gonna keep going because I think I can finish this in about 30 minutes. So I'm gonna keep going with you. If you wanna stay, great. And if you don't, I totally get it. It won't hurt my feelings much. Okay, so let's just keep going. But now I want to, I think it's going to be easier for me if I get it off of that for a minute. It was just too high for me to work on. Okay, and I need to refresh some paint, and that I do think is critical. Make sure you have fresh puddles of paint. Karen, thank you so much. You have the boxes? Yes, go to Allie's, go to Allie's page. And it doesn't need to be a tea box. This could be any box, you guys. This was just, it was the most perfect saying. Allie, you know what I need to do? I need to buy another one of your sheets and then take the wording and put the wording somewhere on there. I think that's what I need. Rose transfers that match the ones in her would be cute. Yes, if you're fancy, and we are fancy. Oh, Irene, I'm so glad you guys learned today, because sometimes, you know, you don't know. but I feel like today was a good lesson for everybody, including myself. I learn every time also. Thank you, VP. I learn myself every stinking time. Let me get a little bit more navy on here. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you. Where did I get the tea box? Adrian, I got it at Goodwill. I think it was $3.99 or $4.99. It was not much at all. So I just refreshed some, excuse me, refreshed some of my colors. And I definitely want to get some yellow in this one over here. So remember, we're going to start out a little bit darker. And then go back in with the white and soften it out with our big chip brush. And all I'm doing is pouncing so that I don't have all those little pounce marks. Look at that. Okay. So this part it does go pretty fast. This should still be a good shot. I don't know what that is, but we can cover it right up. All right, let's go back in, dark, and always a little bit of the white. Even when you're starting, start dark, and then we'll work back out to the light. Actually, now this is what we used to do, is try to get a couple spots done and then lighten it up. And you see, I'm just moving my brush all different directions. I'm not, I'm not swirling or anything. All right, now I'm gonna go in with just more white, tapping it on my paper towel. And this is where you start to blend it in and out. See, I need a little bit more green. Huh, Clara, you guys are sweet. Okay, grab a little bit of the yellow. Man, I spent a gazillion dollars going to faux finish school, and this is basically what we learned, minus, some other techniques, but still, like, this is basic faux finishing. Okay, and then here's the key, your ugly chip brush. Guys are sweet. Your ugly chip brush is what blended the whole thing together, and now look at how pretty that is. And I love just the hints of yellow every once in a while. And that bottom is dry, so I can do this. But, okay, so this is a scruffy brush by Plaid. Super impressed. It's working great. A scruffy brush by Plaid. It came in a kit, if I'm not mistaken, from... what's her name? She did Donna Dewberry. I think I got it in something I purchased from her. What is the name of the print? The name of the print is Bite My Tongue. But Allie's got loads of prints, you guys. So get on her website, her Etsy.com site, and see all the different papers she's got. You'll be blown away. When you don't overthink it and just blend and pounce. Yes, that's exactly right. But the key is you've got to be working wet on wet. If it dries, you're going to get these horrible lines. So you are always working wet on wet. The image on the tea box is Allie's. Yes, it is. All right, I'm going to grab a little bit of white again. Dip it on my paper, or on my paper towel, and then I'm using this just to pounce everything down. I'll have to go back and fix that top, but yeah, an ugly old chip brush is our best friend in this one. And you can see how fast that's going. We've got some marbling action going on there. Yeah, super happy. All right, we've got one more corner. Let's do this last one. I'm gonna open that up a little bit so I don't go into it. Don't forget the teal color. Okay, I'll grab some of that teal this time. And if we love it, I'll put a little bit back in on all of them, all sides. There it is. Yeah, I did grab a little bit of that teal. The teal is, you can see, it's a gorgeous color. It's metallic. Which one is it? It's here. This is Folk Art Color Shift. It's the hologram, but yeah, I'd forgotten about that teal. I'll go back and add a little bit. Of course, the navy and the green is what makes that teal anyway, but still. I like how that looks. And the one thing we learned with a faux finish is nothing should jump out at you. Your wall or your design or your whatever should be so like cohesive but all over the place that there's no pattern and nothing jumps right out at you like, ooh, that's not good. Okay, so then my ugly chip brush is what gets rid of all that pouncing. Even though I'm pouncing, my bristles are closer together, so it's not giving us that, what was it that, was it stamping? I don't remember what people used to do on their walls, but holy cow, I must say, very, very happy with how that looks. What's that? See? Nothing should jump out at you, so we've got to get that blended in, which we did. I must have touched it by accident. I love this. I love the dark right there. And I love that it's, I have forgotten all about my color shift paint. Okay, let's just finish up our black and that should be it. Let me get my good brush. Let's see if this is it. I need black. Oh, and by the way, oh, I almost forgot. Look what else we have. This goes, oh, I keep touching it. This goes right here. How beautiful is that? So I don't know, maybe we don't need any more flowers on it because I love this right there. I thought it just kind of took it to a whole different level. Thank you, Jennifer. Let me see if this brush is any good. Always remember, offload every time. If we get this whole box done in 2 hours, which we might, I'm gonna be shocked. Because this is a pretty decent sized project with a lot going on. Yeah, that brush makes me crazy. Some of my brushes, I really need to probably buy some of my own brushes. There we go. Oh, Micheline, thank you. Actually, my mom is probably the best teacher I know, but and it's okay that we're going over where we had the border, you know, the tan border, because it's still showing in every other one. So it's okay. I'm trying to go up to it and not over it, but if you go over it, it doesn't matter because it's the illusion of the border. I'm shaky because I haven't eaten anything yet today. I've had 2 cups of coffee, no food. I'll do the touch up where I need to. Fill out mom's form. Yes. Oh, you guys, thank you. I wish it was. But I love, like today, this feeds my soul. Being able to teach something like this that I do feel like I know really makes me so happy. And I love painting. I love pretty. And this paper just did it all for me. And it even had the humor aspect, which I didn't get to use, but it was a trifecta for me on everything on this paper. It's snack time. Yeah, I should. I heard you say the name of the brushes. They're Dynasty. They're Dynasty brushes, and you can buy them from my mom, or if you'd rather, you can also go to Michael's. Michael's has Zen brushes, and you can go to Michael's and get their Zen brushes. Once in a while, you can find them on sale, so always check there too. And they are basically the same brush. They're, like I said, they're short, fat, flat, and firm. And they just do the trick. They're perfect for checking because you can get the side of the brush on a line because it's flat and firm, and use the brush to do all the work for you. That's what I do. I just let the brush either push or pull. But always offload. The second you get paint on that brush, offload in the center of your check, because if you don't, you're going to go over your line and you're going to be really sad. But if you do go over your line, all you do is just make your check just a little bit bigger to cover up for that. You're on 1 cup of coffee, no food. I know. But I very rarely eat before we go live. So I'm used to it, but I can see myself shaking. I keep like jerking. I'll have to go back over and touch up these checks because they're definitely not perfect. They're close enough, but they're not perfect. But some of you that check, your checks are perfect, and I am so blown away. Vicki, thank you. It's just a super inexpensive necklace from Amazon. When I post the supply list for this project, I will also list the necklace, the link for the necklace, because it's so inexpensive. This is probably the 4th one I've bought because I wear it almost every day, and you know they're going to tarnish. And so as soon as it tarnishes, I just order a new one because they're so cheap, but I love it. But I love wearing it with, usually I have on 3 necklaces total. But I think today, yeah, because I couldn't find my other one this morning. Still in my unpacking bag. And I really am okay with the little tiny corners. I think they're cute. You had avocado on pumpernickel toast with everything seasoning this morning. I hate to say it, that does not sound good to me, and I love avocado. Hi, Rhonda. I love avocado, but avocado toast. Now, do you have eggs on that too? Or is it just avocado on toast? Yeah, I struggle on that one. But look, if I just make it a tiny bit bigger, nobody will ever know. Okay, and then the last thing I will do, I love it, is just continue with the bringing down all of my corners. That is it. But so happy. I mean, we really did get, now here, I just happened to see this. I feel like we need to get a little bit more of some leaves. Do you know what I mean? I know you guys know what I mean. So we need to get a few more of these leaves coming out because it's just sitting there right now. And so you can either do that with a transfer or a stencil. And I believe I have a little stencil that will be perfect. So hold on, let's see, it's right here. Should be, yeah. You guys know you just have to have $1 million in craft supplies and you can do anything you want. Let's see. There it is. Okay, so I have this stencil and it's just teeny little flowers, no big deal. Haven't even used it yet. Let me open this up. Thank you, Maria. Yeah, I love it too. I'm super happy with it. You just, you know, you never know. But scruffy brush, critical. That's what it's called, a scruffy brush. And a, my chip brush, wherever that ended up here. And an ugly old chip brush. And you can just pounce it on something if it's brand new. Just pounce it on something for a while and get those, you know, get the bristles to spread out a little bit better. This is not as quite as, all right, hold on. Let me think. Let's use hers. Look, she's got perfect leaves. All right, I could almost do one of her roses too. Allison's freaking out right now like, no, don't do that. Let's just try it, Allison. You never know. This is where the purple should come in. All right, let's just try it. This is what I do. You guys know, this is my life. You have to hand stable to do checks and they are still not perfect. Well, I know. All right, we're gonna get more of a lavender, maybe a little blue with it. Maybe a little pink. Let's just see what we get. Oh, my paint's drying up. Oh, that's a little too pink. We're just making our own color. Wiping it off on a paper towel first. If we hate it, we pounce right back over it and we don't worry about it. So let's just see. We're gonna need to hand paint in there. So I'm gonna hand paint in there and we're gonna get that fixed. It's not time yet, Louis. Louis looking for his ICE-CREAM, which is just whipped topping. But every day about noon, I give it to him, and that's exactly what he's looking for right now. Okay, so now I need the green for the leaves, and all I did was mix in these 3 greens just to get some different colors in it. And this is what I think this desperately needs, is a little more, you know, just coming off of this. Oh my gosh, I'm so pleased right now. Hold on. And I'll go in and hand paint some different colors in both of those. But look at how just giving her that is starting to bring her a little bit more life. I'm going to use these leaves right here. I see you, I know. Just a minute. Oh yeah. So now we are actually starting to spread this out, and I'm going to bring this out into here. Let's see. Let's go inside a little bit. Now I want to, this time, I'm going to grab some yellow and a little bit of green, because you can see there's quite a bit of yellow going on right there. Wipe it on my paper towel. it's super light. Okay, hold on. Let's get, I need a little bit more dark on that. That almost came out too light. But it is exactly what it needed. Oh yeah, look. Just completely extending out this whole look. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. See, all those ones who went away too early. Look at how cute that is. I feel like we just brought new life to it. Once and they know instinct. Oh, I know, Shauna. I swear to you, like he asks for it every single day about this time. But he doesn't ask Bill. He asks me because he knows I'm the one that always gives it to him. All right, now I just want to go back over this with some regular dark green also. Oh yeah. Yay! Oh, I'm so happy. I feel like that just really finished it off. So nice. And I still have to do a little bit of shading on the flower and the leaves just to get everything to make sense and tone it back down. But you guys know what I mean. I mean, it just, you can see where. I'm gonna do one more flower down here. One more pink flower. I just want a small one right here because I'm loving that look. Oh, I've got a million brushes now that are gonna be all messed up. Sherry Walt, you're still here too? Oh my gosh, you guys, there's still 200 of you here. That's a riot. Thank you, that's sweet. I wasn't expecting, certainly wasn't expecting that. Okay, let's see. Okay, oh my goodness. I wouldn't mind getting a little pink. Now I'm getting crazy, but I wouldn't mind getting a little bit of pink over here somewhere just to balance all this out. Again, if we don't like it, we just paint right over it. Oh yeah, okay. Almost slid right off of there. Oh, I have words here too, but I don't think I have anything that would work for that. Okay, so now I'm gonna take a little detail brush real quick and we're just gonna give this a little bit of a look. There we go. Why would you leave? Why would you stay? I know, you guys are a riot. Okay, so let's do the purple first. I just need to get a little bit more white on my brush. Oh, I'm so glad. I know not every day is a learning day. Some days we all just craft and, you know, talk. But I felt like today was a learning day for me also. I feel like I learned some stuff today just doing this that will help me in the future too. Okay, so let's just, we're gonna make it real airy like the other ones are. We're gonna fill in all the little bridge things. And I mean, literally, that's like all you gotta do. I'm just gonna do some lines just like they did. Super simple. Okay, and now we have another rose right there. Let's do the same thing up here with the purple. Add some white. I'm just gonna kind of go in between their lines. And then I'm gonna add some white and tone it down. When you're live and we find you around. Oh, love you guys. So sweet. I mean, seriously, I don't have any idea what I'm doing. I'm just kind of messing around and somehow it's working. But I do feel like it's just because we've got so many different colors going on in here. I'm just with these roses, I'm just kind of doing commas around the rows. 3 different colors, a dark pink, a light pink, and a white. And then on the leaves, all I'm gonna do over here on these leaves is just connect them so that it doesn't look like a stencil, because I hate that look. Don't you, the stencil look? I just don't care for that look at all. I want everything to be filled in and look more hand painted. This is where we can get that yellow in. Do you know how great it is to have something like this paper to start with? You all, I mean, there is no possible way under God's green earth that I would have been able to paint something like this. So to have decoupage paper that all you have to do is enhance is amazing. Piggy. Yeah, this will be for sale in my auction, which is going to be sometime in August. But the auctions are only in my private group because it is one of the big bonuses of being in my private group. I know everybody's usually not happy about that, but that is just the way it is, and I'll never change that. Because I also enjoy it's just, you know, the intimacy of having a smaller group, especially for an auction, so you don't get all the nut jobs out on the internet coming over. You can't wait to try this. Oh my gosh, that would make me so happy, you guys. And then you've got to post your pictures or send them to me, private message them to me, not on studiomdaz, because for some reason I cannot get my messages on studiomdaz. So if you need to message me like privately on my real pay, on just by my name, Debbie Schubring Rig. That's the only way I'm going to see it. I feel so bad. There's a whole bunch of messages on Studio. I know people think I'm just ignoring them, but I've asked Facebook and I cannot get them. Makes no sense. Okay. Adding those little extra flowers, look at that. Just brought that whole thing to life. Oh my gosh, this could totally be a little supply box for all your bling. Guys, it could be a supply box for your bling. Oh my gosh, that would be so cute. But any, let's see, let's go this way. Any, you know, decoupage, rice paper, whatever, would work. But, oh my gosh, just thinking about the bling part of it would be amazing. Surely you can, I mean, can you still buy just like on Amazon tea boxes? What a great idea. Okay, so I love having the white. It's just barely there. All right, Julie, do I still owe you a phone call? I couldn't figure out from your message if you have it handled. Debbie, did I paint the checks on the teacup and saucer? No, they came that way. Isn't it fabulous? That's how they came. And so that is one of the reasons I love this paper so much, was because of the teacup. Okay. I will do all the rest of the checking on here, but honestly, I've got to get something to eat. The dog's got to eat. But right now, I'm super happy with everything. So let's seal it now together. so you can see it's sealed, because that is when everything changes. So I'm going to use, Home Goods has them, Tina? That's amazing. Hi, Peggy. You've been gone so long. You see the white? Yes. Decoupage on acrylic, like your person. You can also decoupage on acrylic. Yes, for sure. Okay, remember, when you're, okay, that's so great that you can get them on Amazon, because I know when I said bling bling, if somebody else already said that, I don't know, but that was the game changer. Okay, so when you get this on, talk about a game changer. This is everything. That, now not everybody likes gloss, and I'm, you know, that's, you do you. I love the high gloss. You know, and I'm okay without any words at all also, but I kind of want the words. So I'll have to wait and see what we decide. So now is where sealing it is what's going to make the paint that we have pounced on, and the paint that's already on, basically, that's already on the decoupage paper, is now all going to be the same sheen. And so it all looks like this is how we bought it. And now you know how to make any decoupage paper fit your project. And it opens up a whole new world of what you can do. What kind of gloss? I'm using Liquitex High Gloss Varnish. Liquitex High Gloss Varnish. I buy it at, well, I buy mine online. I buy mine on Amazon because I usually buy the 32-ounce bottle of it. It's a little pricey, but it's cheaper for me to buy it because I use so much of it. Or you can buy it in the fine art section at Michael's and Hobby Lobby, and probably Dick Blick and some of your other art stores. But you could put stickles on her, give her some more bold lipstick. I mean, just, you can change so much about her. If you wanted to, you don't need to. But we could definitely do words somewhere else on her. But now look at her. Look at that. So now, it, without question, that is one complete picture. Put words on the side of the box. You thought artists couldn't highlight the checks anymore because of certain. No, we can. You can highlight. You can't do the other colors. That's what you can't do. The white part is totally fine. There's no patent. There's no copyright. There's nothing on that. That is just like, you know, anybody can do that. But what there is a copyright on are the colors in the background, and I know you know what I'm talking about. And that's, I mean, everybody's doing it still, trust me. Everybody's doing it but me, because I don't ever want to have that happen again. But literally everybody, I mean, my ladies are doing it and selling it on Etsy, and it's all over eBay. It's everywhere. There's lots of Facebook groups that are dedicated to it, but I'm just not, I can't do it, because I know my luck, I'll be the first one to go again, and I don't ever want that to happen again. But anyway, I think she needs the words because she's so Victorian, but I really think she needs the words to humor her up a little bit. Let me dry this, and let's see if we like the flower on it still. Hi, Vicki Hunter. Hi, Glenda. Oh my gosh, I might buy another one of these and use it for a bling box, because I really love that idea. I have so many different little trinket things that need a place to go. Check. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, Allie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I will check, because I loved those words. Okay, so we're just gonna set it on here and see what we think. Make her sassy with the words, yeah. So here was my thought. It was just having that in that corner. What do you guys think? Too much? Is it too much? Is this flower too bold? Do we love it? Do we hate it? And I pulled out some little feet. So I am gonna put feet on it also. I've got these little, the halfbacks, or I also pulled these. I have to see which ones I like better on it. But, okay, everybody's saying no about the flower, too much. Dang it, I really liked it. Mom's brooches. Oh yeah, Mom's brooches. Look, or I can paint, whoops, I can paint little feet down here. Those are kind of big. No rose, too much. Okay, Donna, too much. All right, consensus already is it's too much. These I love. I always keep one that I've done, but look, if I did, so I think this is way too tall, but what I am looking at it for is, would I like all the little feet done in black and white? And yes, I would, but I think it needs to be the shorter, fatter ones, all done in black and white, and I think this is a big hit. And the other thing I pulled out was, just in case, was these pearls. I bought these on Amazon. They're 2mm pearls. It was too large. Okay, some of you liked it, but what I was thinking about also, now that I'm looking at it again, is I need to get some pearls on her, and then I'm not opposed to doing the pearls all the way around this also. Look at that, just to really finish this off. You like the bigger feet? I know some of you love the flower. Okay, you love the black and white feet. Okay, but look, if we just put the pearl around that, you know, the pearl around here. This is teeny little pearls. And then little pearl right here on her dress, and that's it. Black and white feet would be fabulous. Okay, I think, okay, small feet. Everybody's yes on the small feet. Tell me about the pearls, necklace, and here, and that's it. That's it. Here and here, and nowhere else. Yes on the feet. Okay, I'm definitely gonna do the feet. I'm excited. High gloss varnish. Yes, it's high gloss Liquitex. Becky says no pearls. What do you guys think? Yes pearls or no pearls? Thank you, Joni. You guys know, I'm like all about. Okay, Peggy says, no pearls on the girl and no bling on Jesus. That's where we're at with that. All right, Gail, there's my friend, Gail. Yes on the pearls, yes on the pearls. Somebody had a mad face. Sometimes it's an accident. How can you say no to the pearls? They're so sweet. I feel like they match. Yes to the pearls. Not on her hat, but just a little bit there. Kimberly, yeah, you'll want to go back, but you could speed through a lot of it. Okay, so far majority likes the pearls. I really do too. I think it's just gonna finish it. Pearls or diamonds? All right, here's the diamonds. I brought them both out. Here's the diamonds. I felt like the diamonds were a little bit much, a little bit too extra. I thought the pearls toned it down. Maybe even on one wrist. Yes, Scotty, I'm up for that. She does need a ring. Yes to the pearls. Okay, most of you are yes on the pearls. You would love this as an earring box. Vicki, what a great idea. All right, we're gonna do the pearls. Look, I'm just like, yeah, we're doing it, you guys. Let's do the pearls real quick. Let's do them. And I'm gonna do them just above my line that I painted, the border line that I painted, because I'm pretty proud of that little border line. Okay, everybody's like, go for it. Yeah, just do it. All right, we're gonna do it. And then I will seal it again after this, so that that sealer really holds those pearls in. I love these little pearls. They are on Amazon, and I'll grab a link for these too. Kelly Geyer used them on something, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, I'm totally getting those. I didn't even know they had them. Let's do her. Is there such a thing as 2 extra? No. There is. Okay, let's get her a little necklace right there. Yeah, she does need a bracelet. Oh my gosh. This is where all the fun is. I've got to get to the eye doctor. Literally can't see anything anymore, even with readers. It's embarrassing. But I have perfect hearing. That's right, Laurel. Let's just do it. So Mom and I are one complete person. I can hear everything for both of us, and she can see everything for both of us. But on our own. Okay, love, 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 love. Love my little nippers so much. These are on Amazon. Laurel bought these for me, and they are life-changing. Look at these little tiny nippers. They are by, oh, I've got it almost worn out. I can't tell what it says, but just look for small nippers on Amazon. They're amazing. Okay. Keep going with this. I cannot believe almost 200 of you have stayed. I'll go back, even though I told them it won't hurt my feelings. I'll go back and see exactly who left. Just kidding. Okay. Got all twisted up. Hurry up. You have those, I hope you meant nippers. Your doctor said you have developed cataract. Diane Newman, are you kidding? Oh, that scares me. Oh no. Hi, Sean. You're now in Florida. Are you really? Like permanently, or just hanging out there right now? Yeah, the pearls just really took that thing up a notch. Won't everybody be surprised that's left after all we've done? What is the size? Okay, give me 1 second. You're all addicts. Where did I get the box, Lynn? I got the box at Goodwill, but the ladies have already found it on Amazon and Home Goods. So they're out there, and we've decided we wouldn't use them for tea. Well, some people will, but they make a fabulous bling box. 12 compartments. I mean, seriously, all my different crowns and all the different crown sizes I have, use it for a lot. And I still want to put that bee on the front because I think the bee is really special. That just, I mean, it's so small, but it is just so sweet. And what is that? I want to do stickles, but I know if I do, I'm going to overdo it so fast. Yeah, no longer putting it in the auction. How deep is it? Oh, okay. Let's see. It is It's 11.5 by 4 high. By 11. So it's 11 deep, 11.5 wide, almost 12, and 4 inches deep. Let's just make sure. Yeah, 4 inches deep. Does that help? Oh, I know, Sue, we're still here. Charlotte had cataracts removed 2 years ago. You were told last week you're getting a film. Oh, no. Brenda, you're so sweet. I'm sure you are too. You have that t-shirt. You have this. Oh, I have a couple of those. I have them in every color. I just ordered that on G-strings would fit for every time, Tracy. It doesn't need stickles. Okay, Karen. She talked me out of it. Anyway, yes, the pearls are always appropriate. I have it in, well, I had it in white, and it was so white, I tea stained it so that it would be cream, and I love it. That one worked out really great. But then I made the decision to cut the neck, and I cut the neck too weird, and now I hate it. So Temu has them in black V-neck, and I just bought it. So yes, those are the measurements. Where's the master supply list? Glenda, the master supply list, unfortunately, is in our private group. That's another one of our big perks, is that we have a humongous, it's like a 20-page supply list of everything I've ever used. So, but what I do here on Studio is every time I use something, we put up the supply list. So everything I've ever used on here, you'll have the supply list for. All right, guys, I gotta go eat. Louis needs his ice cream, and then I'm gonna finish it up. But I mean, we're pretty much done. You've seen everything. Love, love, love how the bottom turned out. And I'm going to finish wrapping the checks around here, put the butterfly on, or the bee on, and call it a day. So happy. Oh, and the feet. I'm gonna put the feet on, and we're gonna use these feet, and I'm gonna black and white check. Yeah, I've got like hours of work still. So, anyway, yeah, Team Lower Class Supplies for sure. All right, love you guys so much. Thank you for staying. You're all my favorite. Don't tell them, but you're all my favorites for staying, and I appreciate it so much. Yes, join our private group. You won't be surprised. You won't be surprised. You won't be disappointed. Thank you so much. All right, love you all. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see everybody in studio maybe 2 times next week. I'll decide tomorrow when I put up my schedule for the week. I might come in here on Thursday and Saturday, because going into the holidays, we've got so many projects to get done that I might do, I might pull an extra day a week starting this week. So look for the calendar, and if you're not on our Telegram list, go under the featured tab above and you'll see Telegram. Like, click through and you'll see Telegram, and join our Telegram so you always know when I'm live. All right, love you guys. My private group, I'll see you guys Monday as always. Bye.